Well, hello there and welcome back to Luminary Leaders Live. My name is Shelley Harrison. I'm your host, and I want to welcome you today. Today is a great day outside. It's beautiful. We have a great guest today, and I just want to say thank you to all of our followers and subscribers. We are definitely expanding in other countries, and I'm so excited because we've got Italy, we've got Germany, so we've got a lot of different countries that are viewing our show, and we have some of the most amazing guests on here. And today, I can't wait to have you meet Debbie, who I met actually on LinkedIn. She'd reached out to me, we connected, we had a great conversation, a couple of different Zoom meetings, but you'll meet her in just a moment. I want to thank our sponsor, and we have our sponsor for the show, which is Endeavor Mortgage. And I want to give a shout out to Dan Leonard, who's the owner of Endeavor Mortgage out in Seal Beach, California. But he can talk to you anywhere you are in the US. So feel free to, reach out to us, and we'll make sure that the contact information is in the show notes. So back to, I want to bring on, actually, before I bring on my guest, I want to mention I'm having another optimizing LinkedIn workshop to get results. And that's going to be on October 26th from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. We've been doing these workshops now monthly, and they're going really well. And I'll have the link in the show notes when you're actually going back to this and viewing the show. So just, again, optimizing LinkedIn to get results for speakers, authors, and also for professionals. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and invite my guest here. And I want to welcome you, Debbie. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. And, and I want our audience to know Debbie Woodbury. And she and I connected, like I'd mentioned, on LinkedIn, of all places, right, Debbie?
We did. And thank you so much for having me on this show. I'm so glad we were able to connect on LinkedIn.
Oh, me too. Yeah, me too. And I just want to compliment Debbie. I just love your jacket in the teal. It's gorgeous. It's a great color on you too. Yeah. So, Debbie, as far as your company, you are the CEO and founder of the Meritology Institute. And I was worried that I wasn't going to say that right. I would really love you to kind of share with us, what is the mission of your company?
Absolutely. So the mission for Meritology Institute is to help professionals become more promotable and advance in their organizations. So it's helping people take a step back and look at their personal areas for growth and opportunities for success, and really help them navigate the professional world and make them more promotable and develop more accolades. And so that's really the fundamental foundation and mission of our organization.
Yes. And you do consulting too, right?
Yes.
You consult with folks, and you also are a speaker.
Yeah.
And I know that we'll talk about an organization that you represent a little bit later. I want to focus though on your expertise. I mean, when I met you the first time, I was so impressed by just, the things that you've accomplished, all of your, accreditations and everything. So let's start there. Let's talk about, who is Debbie Woodbury?
Well, that is a great question. I know a little bit about Debbie Woodbury. I grew up in Washington, D.C., and going to D.C. public schools, you will always be surrounded by great professionals. We were fortunate to be able to attend Future Business Leaders of America, Future Homemakers of America. That was really planting seeds that you just really didn't have an appreciation for at the time. And I just shared at a federal government conference how I started professionally doing internships in the federal government. I did an internship with the Environmental Protection Agency, and I did one with the United States Marshal Service. And again, I can just look back at my professional career and really give thanks and praise to people that helped me develop as a professional. And so I worked in recreational parks for a little over 20 years.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah. Let's talk about that real quick. So recreational, so what was your role, and what was the most important thing that you took away from that?
Absolutely. I'm still doing it. I started off as an administrative assistant working in a local small city government and advanced my way to a senior program supervisor.
Oh,
And during that time, I was also the team coordinator. And so growing up, I did not know much about recreation parks, but when I tell you it is a passion and something that I love doing, we
oh,
work with kids from
yeah,
the
yeah.
infant stage, offering dance classes, special events, all the way
Oh,
to seniors that love pickleball and
oh my gosh, pickleball, that's a buzzword now.
it is. And so
Yeah.
Recreation and Parks is really supporting those recreational activities. And so
Yeah.
for me, it's being able to work with people, impact their lives, and the fact that no 2 days are ever the same for Recreation Parks. So we are hands-on on the ground, helping people to live healthier and happier lives.
My goodness. So you have a lot of plates that you're juggling,
You.
right? So my next question is, how do you do it? How do you juggle all those plates?
The $1 million question. It's something
Yeah.
I realized from undergrad. When I took 17 credits, I could maintain a 4.0.
Oh my
Anytime I
gosh.
took 12 credits, my GPA would drop down to like a 3.5. So for me, it
Oh.
allows me to manage my time better and be
Mhm.
intentional about things that I engage in. And so at
Yeah.
this stage in life, I'm very intentional about being productive and not busy. The goal is to leave
Mm.
a legacy and to change a couple of lives, not just one, couple of lives along the way. So that's something
Or
that
many. Yeah. I mean, just with your background and your expertise and what you've been able to accomplish. I mean, especially as a woman, it's wonderful that us women can accomplish so many different things that we're passionate about, that we invest our time in and we really take seriously.
Mhm.
Don't you think?
I agree. And for
Yeah.
us, when we definitely are in a space where we are passionate about it, that's where I see us growing and flourishing the most. And so for me,
Yeah.
being in recreation and parks again is something that I've always enjoyed. I was voted and elected the 2015 Employee of the Year for the city of
Wow. That's exciting.
Yes, and now I serve as the regional program director with the city of Alexandria. So I still
Oh,
continue the work. I'm, like you said, a national speaker. I speak at local state conferences and just really stay
mm.
active in sharing my expertise and background with fellow professionals.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I applaud you for what you've accomplished. And, when you think about the solutions that you provide, so the clients that you work with,
Mhm.
what is the one thing that they bring to you that you just feel like, gosh, I can solve this for them. I can help them. And, you know, in your heart of hearts that it's a project that you want to do.
Absolutely. And it's for me, it's always the people that are struggling with navigating the professional world. And so
Mhm.
just today I was speaking with my mentee about an upcoming national conference, and she was asking, what do I wear? What do I do? I'm
Oh,
giving her tips because oftentimes we see introverts really struggle with being in those public settings and really needing to utilize their voice. So it's
yeah.
oftentimes thinking of the bigger picture, like everything that you do today will impact your future and your next steps. And so when it
That's
comes to
true.
employee engagement and navigating the professional workspace, those are really areas of my expertise that I can really hone in and help people get out of their comfort zone and really just launch into their success and take their careers to the next level.
Oh, wow. I love that. And especially when you're inspiring people, and being able to really give them guidance that comes from the heart, because, you don't know what their journey is. And, once you find out what their fears are and, you can help them overcome them, I
Absolutely.
would imagine
And
most.
that's part of the success is people helping me along the way. And so Meritology Institute is really a way to help people that may not have had the resources or the mentors, the coaches in their lives. And so
Yeah.
that's where I come in and shed light. So whether it's, again, helping professionals navigate those networking opportunities, looking
Yeah.
at employee engagement, the pandemic really did a number on a lot of people, especially
Oh, it did.
and so dealing now with resiliency and burnout, those are real life issues that we all just can't necessarily put our fingertip on what we're feeling or why we're feeling that way. And so that's
Yeah.
where I come in and help.
Gosh. And your business name, it has a very pretty ring. So how did you come up with your business name?
That is a great question. And so it's something that I toiled over for a little bit because I wanted to be sure that it reflected the mission and what I was looking at. So I looked at meritocracy. And of course, there's always pros and cons with each of it, but it's really about promoting individuals based on their skill set, their knowledge,
Mhm.
and their abilities. And so for me, being that the playing field is not level for everyone, people
Yeah.
come with different backgrounds and different experiences. I
Yeah.
come in really helping individuals gain those tools and helping them reach the next level. So for me, I
Mhm.
said meritology. I consider myself the meritologist. Again,
Oh, I love that.
thank you. So
Meritologist. Yeah.
providing those tools for your toolbox to really help you get to where you want to be professionally and personally.
Oh, gosh. And when you think of the kind of the people that you work with, who is your target audience? Who would be your target audience?
And so I would say anyone in the professional space or looking to get into the professional world would be my ideal target audience. I have conducted lots of interviews and I'm like, oh, if I could give you tidbits, to
Yeah.
help you be better in interviewing skills. And so beginners is typically who I target a lot of my workshops towards, but I deal
Mhm.
with professionals at all levels, middle level managers, trying to figure out how to be their authentic self and not losing their identity, how to
Yeah.
still become, favorable in their supervisor's eyes without not becoming burnt out or overcommitting and trying to figure out how to maintain work-life balance. So again,
Yeah.
all of the daily struggles that we're encountering as professionals, that's where I can come and provide that additional support.
Oh, yeah, and I can see that in you. I see so much vitality. You're very passionate about what you do. And as far as speaking, and I think that's how we initially met. With speaking, you had mentioned, some of the locations that you've spoken before. Where is your sweet spot? Where do you really like to put your efforts in speaking on stage?
Ooh, that is a great question. I find myself not shying away from any stage. I am
That's a good answer. That's a really good answer.
Thank you,
Yeah.
because I always look at it as an opportunity to impact someone's life. And so, even if it's not necessarily an audience that I think I can resonate with, those are the ones that really appreciate the information that I'm sharing and
Yeah.
really give me that positive feedback. You and I connected because I'm the vice president of education for my Toastmasters Club. She leads,
Yes.
she speaks, and that is a great space. Again, working with females who are professionals looking to enhance their communication and leadership skills. And I really have a fun time delivering speeches and working on my professional skills there as well too, public speaking, leadership, and
Mhm.
so forth. And so just today we were in a training on Canva, and I was like, when I
Oh,
served as vice president of public relations, I learned how to use Canva. So again,
oh,
I would have never known how that serving in a volunteer capacity could benefit me professionally, but those are just
yeah.
examples of ways that I aim to help professionals. And so
Mm.
anytime, really, the subject matter is what gets me riled up. I love speaking about racial equity, social justice,
Yeah.
and employee engagement. Those are really my topics that I fall deeply in.
Yeah, and those are really significant topics now.
Yeah.
I think that there are a lot of topics that are out there, change management and, of course, COVID, I think it's come and gone. I don't think a lot of people are speaking on that anymore because we're kind of over it.
Right.
But I think for the most part, it's when it comes to employee engagement and, just there are a lot of people out there that are really contemplating, do I want to, stay in this career? Do I want to move over, or really change industries?
Absolutely. And that's
Yeah.
kind of where I am in my personal professional life as well too. Again, really looking at Meritology Institute and the levels that I could really get involved in with it and impact bigger change. And so that's why I appreciate
Mhm.
this platform as well. But that is a realistic perspective that a lot of employees have, and those that aren't able to quit and start new jobs, how can you successfully navigate the new normal for us, especially coming out of the pandemic? So when we
Oh,
look at
yeah.
issues like having to return to the office or, dealing with toxic work environments, again, for those that are unable to quit and walk away, what tools can we provide you to navigate those spaces?
Yeah. Well, I know that you're doing great work with people, and, the fact that you're speaking and you have, the she leads, she speaks. I'm excited because I know this Saturday we have one of our very own speakers, Katarina Rondo, who will be presenting. So thank you for, for arranging that. And I know Katarina is very excited to present for, your fabulous group. And it is virtual. And that's the wonderful thing is that, and people that are interested in joining, they can join from anywhere, right? In terms
Absolutely.
of joining your Toastmaster group.
Absolutely. We welcome everyone. We are on LinkedIn and we are also on Meetup. And so if you Google She Leads, She Speaks, the Toastmasters Club, you should see those opportunities to engage in this. And we welcome everyone to come and get nuggets to take away from. We're excited about the topic that she's presenting on how to be a confident leader. And so,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is a powerhouse. So it's a big treat. In fact, I'm going to be on her workshop tomorrow. She has September 7th tomorrow morning. And I'm excited to be anytime she does a workshop. I love being there. So you're all in for a treat there. And, kind of back to you though, Debbie, as far as, if you wanted to really give some nuggets, in terms of, what people can do in their professional careers if they're looking to change or they're having some challenges, what nuggets can you give them?
That is a great question. The one that seems to be resurfacing is, like you said, people that want to change directions or really just not happy in finding the work that they're fulfilling. My recommendation is to go for it. Don't be the one
Go
to
for
tell
it.
yourself, go
Oh,
for it.
go for
Don't be the one to tell yourself no. I always say ready, set, grow. Like let's grow. You should not be in a position where you're unhappy, you're complacent, you're passing up promotional opportunities because the stagnancy is not contributing to your development. And as I shared
Mhm.
with a coworker, if our position was to become obsolete, what's next? What tools have you
Yeah.
added to your portfolio or to your skill set to really diversify opportunities that you can apply for and engage in? And so that's definitely one of my favorite quotes is like, let's grow. Like if it's not working
Yeah.
for you or serving you, find something else. I don't like to say life is short. However,
No.
I believe that we should live a life where we're working and fulfilling a personal purpose and
Mhm.
working in areas where I always say our talents and our passions align with the opportunities that we're doing. So
Ooh.
don't be afraid to grow. There
Yeah.
success can come from it. And then the other thing too is to be a continuous learner. I call myself a geek because I'm always
Oh,
learning new skill sets and researching
yeah.
to really make myself applicable and relevant in the job force. So
Oh, yeah.
as we look at topics that I typically present on diversity, it continuously expands over the years. We've gone from race to sexual orientation, gender identity. We now have 5 generations working in the workforce. And so we do have to operate as leaders and team members with an open mindset. People talk about the golden rule. I'm like, no, it's the platinum rule. We've upgraded
Oh,
how they want to be treated. And that
yeah.
requires intentionality. Are you spending time with your employees? Are you being intentional about opening doors and promoting them? If you got a seat at the table, are you mentioning other people? Are you inviting them into that space? And Shelly, you
Yeah.
did a great example of that. I reached out to you to speak and you were like, hey, I know Catalina. I'm like, okay, we'll bring both of you onto our table. So those are the things that I constantly promote and encourage people to do as well. And like you said, for me, it's really sharing those nuggets. I look at my career and really seen a lot of growth. Some of them, there were hard lessons. And so
Oh,
nevertheless, you have to keep growing and going and moving forward because again, times are always changing and just doing one position, I think artificial intelligence is really going to change the game for a lot of
oh, is it ever?
people. So how can we
It's
get
already.
ahead?
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I have, there's one of my contacts, and I'm going to give him a shout out, Hector the Connector. And I've known Hector for many years, and he had the coolest artificial intelligence picture on LinkedIn, and
Okay.
it was him and I think two of his team members as superheroes, and where they were literally in superhero outfits. And I thought, gosh, how did he do that? That it was just something I'd never seen before with his face and his team. So artificial intelligence, it is definitely something I think a lot of us are using in our business. How do you feel about it, Debbie, with artificial intelligence and Chat GPT and all the other platforms?
Like anything, you have to be mindful of how you're using it and making sure that you are still the primary contributor. A lot of people are asking me, are you using AI for your presentations? I have not, because for me, I'm very intentional about the content and I want to make sure that it represents me. And so
yes.
I can use it to give me an idea, but for the most part, my content comes primarily from me. I just did a session and everyone's like, can I get a copy of the slides? And I was like, sure. And I felt great about it because all the content authentically belong to me.
You created it. Yeah.
Exactly.
And you feel good about it, and I think, AI it's good to a degree. However, you want to be sure that it still reflects your brand, a piece of you, like, what you've done in your PowerPoints, those are not easy to create because there's a lot of content and detail that go in there. Absolutely. And, sometimes you can't always depend on artificial intelligence.
Right. Now, I will say I did use it in a great stance where I had a customer that was unhappy with the service. And I was like, I'm still emotionally tied to this. And I used Chat GPT and it created the most beautiful and lovely response. I was like, thank you, Chat GPT. I wouldn't have been able
Isn't that nice? Yeah.
Yes, again, removing my emotions, to it, and for something that she definitely enjoyed and responded and appreciated as well.
And you know what? Power to you for even kind of sharing that you had a customer that, you were having a problem with, or not a problem, but, where you had to respond and it wasn't easy.
Yes, we don't always get it right, but there are learning opportunities. And so when we do realize that this is a learning opportunity, we navigate it correctly, fix it, address it, and make sure we don't repeat it again. So
yeah. Well, I definitely appreciate all of your insight. And, I know our subscribers and followers, I know that they're going to get a lot of nuggets from this conversation today, Debbie. And, thank you so much for your collaboration, for having Katarina Rondo this Saturday for your Toastmasters group. I know she's going to do a fantastic job. And, for you, I wish you so much success. And I know that you're out there, you're, speaking on platforms all over the country. And for those people that would love to connect with you, where do they go besides your website?
So they can connect with me via email at meritologist@gmail.com. And my contact information is there as well, too. So as you shared, I do coaching, consulting, and speaking opportunities for organizations and individuals.
Oh, well, it definitely was a treat having you on today, Debbie, and such a pleasure to say that you're a LinkedIn friend that, that I really know a lot about. And now, we have the opportunity to have you share all of your gifts and talents here on Luminary Leaders Live. And again, I thank you. And I also want to thank our sponsor, Endeavor Mortgage, with Dan Leonard. Give him a shout out. He's in Seal Beach and he has all types of different mortgage solutions. So definitely check out the show notes after the show here. And Debbie, again, thank you so much. And we definitely have to stay in touch and and hear your success as you bring on more opportunities. You just don't stop, do you? You're unstoppable.
My friends call me the Energizer Bunny. So.
Oh, yes. And that's so cute because that's what I was thinking. I'm thinking the pink Energizer Bunny. So, and that's what battery is. It's Energizer.
Energizer. Yes.
That's right.
I don't just keep going. I keep growing and growing and growing. So
yes. And that is so evident in the way that you present yourself. And again, thank you, Debbie, because I think our audience can really learn from you. And I know that you've got so many great things ahead that are going to happen for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much again for the opportunity and the platform. And again, if you have any questions or want to connect, you have my contact information as well.
We sure do. And we'll make sure that it's in the show notes as well.
Yes.
All right. Well, we will see everyone later. Thank you. Bye now.